Hello, everyone. My name is Maximus, and I'll be your Dungeon Master for the evening.
Wow.
I'd like to welcome you all to the 50th episode of Cashes and Cantrips, where some of your favorite streamers play Dungeons and Dragons live on Friday nights. I'm joined by our amazing cast of Bunny Dreadful, Mac and Cheese Please, and Virtual Spectre. Our good friend Moobs is not feeling well this evening, so get some rest, feel better, buddy. The dots will be here whenever you get back. So yeah, now that I totally didn't mess up the intro and then did some editing magic to fix it, it feels like it's been forever.
It has.
Since we played.
It's true.
It definitely has.
No. I don't. What are we even doing? Like, somebody else want to Dungeon Master tonight? Oh, I'm kidding.
Yeah. We went to a court case and everything went accordingly to plan and nobody got ganked. And then we all went out for dessert afterwards.
Yeah.
All the bad guys have been defeated already.
Oh, so all
and
the
we
bad
have
guys...
a castle now. The paperwork all got fixed.
Right.
Yeah.
It's ours.
Okay, so that's the end of the campaign then. Congratulations.
Campaign 2 right now.
Campaign 2 right now. Oh, man. Anyway, some exciting news is apparently this always seems to happen, but the week right before we end up taking off for a week, apparently some podcast algorithm decides to love us. So we have over 1,400 plays for our podcast now. So thank you all if you're listening and you're new. Sorry we didn't stream last week, but that's okay because you're here now and that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of eyeballs, right?
That's a lot of earballs.
Like
Earballs.
a lot
Podcast.
of earballs, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's earballs.
Yeah. A lot of earballs.
It's like 2,800
Sounds
earballs.
like a fungus you gotta pull out of your ears.
Oh, God.
Pull out the earballs.
Oh, God. Okay.
Like belly button balls, but like
my
ear
God.
balls.
Belly button balls? Sorry?
Yeah, when you're lit,
no.
it's stuck in your belly button.
This is a cursed episode already.
Oh, you're so gross. No, I'm kidding.
Because I don't clean out my dryer linen often enough. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
God.
Always clean out your lint catch. That's a fire hazard. Everybody listening. Anyway, so thank you all for listening, and I apologize for earballs. I'm forever sorry for that.
It's fine.
But anyway, with that being said,
After the DM scared away all our viewers.
Yeah, after no one else is here, we're talking to ourselves now, apparently. If you like the show, there are at least more than one way to support it. You could watch the episode later on through VODs on YouTube. You could listen to the podcast. We do have a Patreon that you can patronize, where you can get early access to episodes, either podcast format or video format, which is super cool. And there's even a tier where you can make an NPC, which 2 of said NPCs from our Patreon are coming up very soon. So I don't know if it'll be this episode. It depends on how things go this evening. Probably doubt it, but maybe in the next episode or 2, you'll meet some of these NPCs, which will be fun. But
thank you in chat for the gift subs. That is really nice. Usually we don't call them out, but we haven't started yet, so I figured it was okay this one time.
Yes, thank you very much.
Once we start playing, we won't call things out. But
thank you for
so much.
The call out button. Thank you.
Yeah.
Aeon, for
if you
that.
got gifted a sub, throw some emotes in chat, please.
Also, if this is your first time here or you have forgotten, since it's been 9,000 years since our last D&D stream, we do see all of the alerts and all of the resubs and all those things, but we do turn off the bells and whistles and sound effects just so it doesn't break our D&D serious gamer immersion, which is important. As I can't keep a straight face and say that. But anyway, if you want to support the stream in at least more other ways, there's all kinds of ways to do it. Just go to cashesandcantrips.com. There's merch there, like this wonderful t-shirt that I'm wearing or this mug that I'm drinking out of. But yeah, there's merch. There's also all kinds of other stuff on there. So everything you want to know about Cashes and Cantrips is at cashesandcantrips.com. So, with that being said, I think we are about ready to start the 50th episode of Casters and Cantrips. Our story last left off with Sweet Justice devising a plan of action with Nearly inside of the local boulangerie in the capital city of Falshir. After some preliminary discussion, Nearly sent for the barrister, Margaret Pirinell. When the barrister arrived, the party informed her that Captain Fenwick had been intimidated by a member of their own adventuring guild, Quentin Hannibal, and Quentin was potentially in league with forces in Ceylon working behind the scenes. The party hoped they would be able to have the trial postponed so Quentin could be summoned to the trial. However, this power was only in the hands of Emperor Oscar Vantis himself. The group also hoped that Margaret would push for the court to use Zone of Truth for anyone being questioned on the trial. After that decision was made, it was in Nearly's best interest that she would not be questioned or be a part of the trial. After finalizing their strategy, they made a detour to go and speak with Nearly and acquire some magical potions from the criminal underbelly known as the Silent Watch. They were also able to fence their recently acquired firearms and other illicit goods for quite a hefty sum of gold. After some time passed, they picked up the recently acquired potions from Nearly in case things didn't go as planned and they had to resort to Plan C, Plan B, or whichever plan was after. The next day, they all arrived in the throne room in the Citadel for the trial of Lord Crawford Cook. As this trial commenced, Margaret Pirinell formally requested that the trial be under a Zone of Truth, as some previous written testimonies were found to be false. Vin interjected to tell the Emperor of her accounts involving these memories being modified. After hearing Vin's words, the Emperor granted this motion. After the trial was underway, the barrister for the crown, known as Lord Mornhill, called as first witness a deceased guard from the battle that ensued in the foyer of Lord Cook's manor. Archmage Fexia was able to cast Speak with Dead to question the deceased. The Archmage asked these questions on behalf of Lord Mornhill, as the spell works, and this line of questioning was very deliberate and painted Lord Cook in a very terrible light to the crown. After the unorthodox display of questioning was concluded, Margaret Pirinell formally requested the delay in the trial. She informed the court that there was a key witness that was missing from this trial, and this witness was the Order of Iberus' second in command, Quentin Hannibal. The Emperor called Ron forward for direct questioning to learn about Quentin's betrayal, and then he learned about it from Captain Fenwick. The captain was then called forward about the alleged testimony that he had falsified, and the captain, ashamed for what he had done, admitted that he had lied. He was immediately placed into custody, and the Emperor called for one of the Arcanists to fetch Quentin Hannibal. The Arcanists used a circle of teleportation to leave the trial immediately. After a short recess, they returned with a captured Quentin, and the Emperor called for him to be brought forth immediately. As he walked forward in front of the court, Quentin Hannibal attempted to stab Captain Fenwick with a hidden dagger. Bryn used one of her Rune Knight abilities to deflect the stab onto herself instead of the captain. And that is where we will begin our session this evening.
Wait, I zoned out. It was Quentin that tried to stab him, right?
Yes, so there's a bit of a I messed this up a couple times when I was listening back to the episode. Captain Quinn Fenwick, and then Quentin was stabbed by Quentin Hannibal of Order of Iberis.
Not Quentin. But he's fine because of Bryn, right?
He is fine because of Bryn.
How much do I hurt?
That
You didn't
remains
tell
to
me
be seen.
last time. Shit.
I told you the damage, but
Oh, that's right. But there's something else going on that we don't know what it is. Okay.
is there? You tell me.
I don't
I remember.
think there is there?
Since D&D Beyond add-on is not working, I'll let everybody know that I'm at 52 of 68. So it wasn't nothing.
Was it poison that you shrugged off or something? I think it was
It was
that.
something that I had to roll a con check on. So we're going to find
and you
out here in a
succeeded.
minute, probably.
You
Yes,
succeeded.
that doesn't mean that we don't know. We don't know it was poison, so we don't know what it is.
Or whatever. Yeah.
It's like 5 hours from now and Brent just explodes.
So, Bryn, you observed this happen and attempted to stop it, as well as Vin. You attempted to use some of your powers as well to keep the hit from happening, but were unsuccessful. Falcon, what is your take on what happens here? All of this happens in one smooth motion, whereas Quentin Hannibal is brought forward and veers to the left and then seemingly dives a dagger into the captain's side, in which you see Bryn double over.
Was Quentin, he was restrained when he did this already, or he was
being escorted, being brought
and
forward by the Arcanist.
we're still in that split second where it just happened?
I'm just seeing what your reaction was. It's happened, so.
I just gonna be like, shit, it's not good. And Falcon's gonna. I see her double over in pain, or what?
I don't know. How would you react to being stabbed, Bryn?
Oh, look, I am very strong. I don't react very much to pain, but it is, I think I just grunted really loudly and held where the wound would have felt, but it was where you saw him stab on the other guy.
I would have no idea what you actually did though, because I don't know your magic.
No, you saw Bryn do the thing she does when she uses her rune magic. So you would have seen her. That one's on her glove, I think, and you would have seen the rune light up if you were watching. You've seen her do this before.
Have I? I mean, okay. I think then I would just speed over to where Quentin is and lend my strength to restraining him, I guess, or attempt to.
Yep. And as soon as this happened, the guards that are sort of around like descend upon him as you sort of pile in and try and get him to the ground.
Can I like use my dexterous ways to try and rip the dagger from him as he's being restrained?
Sure.
Okay. I feel like we need to neutralize that.
Good call. Go ahead and just make a I would think that an athletics check would probably be more appropriate for this, as you're trying to get this dagger out of his hand and he'll just oppose you.
Okay. 10 on athletics.
He's gripping this thing pretty tight. So while it does take a while, you're not going to fail, since he has about 4 guards and a Falcon on top of him. You eventually wrestle it free from his hands. And this thing is a gnarly looking dagger. The blade is almost like a jet black, but it's not straight, it is curved.
Hey, remember when I took that identify spell and it hasn't come in handy yet?
Well, I'm just gonna, as like I finally wrench it away, just gonna be like, you stink. All right, take a shower next time. And then I'm just gonna, like, I guess hold on to the dagger. I'll pocket it for now, unless anybody feels like I shouldn't do that.
So
Sure.
if you're as you're looking at this dagger, how are you holding it by the handle? Are you?
I probably would have tried to grab it away in such a way where I didn't slice myself on the blade trying to wrestle it from him, so I'm probably holding it by the handle.
Okay. So as you're holding on
Let's
to
just
it,
start talking
and
to
they
me.
restrain as they restrain Quentin, one of the guards looks at you and says, "Appreciate the help. We'll be taking that as evidence now."
Oh. We should definitely do that. But does anybody there's something nefarious about it, I think.
What's nefarious is it was used in the attempt of a murder.
I mean, like, do you see this thing? It looks weird as hell. Like, it looks evil.
As you show it to him, he tries to just snatch it out of your hand.
Oi! I'm just gonna, like, hold it close to me, like, relax, okay, it's evidence. Alright. It'll go into evidence when we're done inspecting it. Soldier.
Are you going to resist giving them this dagger?
Huh?
Are you going to resist and you're just not going to give it up?
Yeah, when they reached for it, I just, like, hold it close and be like, oh, no, we're gonna inspect it, soldier.
We currently don't have a problem, but this needs to be secured. We have very good arcanists to do these sort of things.
Hmm. Listen.
I'm the one who got stabbed with it, so I feel like we should get to keep it.
He looks
Hold
at
on.
you.
I'm actually bleeding from a stab wound,
you-
and I'll just
are you
kind of like hold
covering?
my hand up with the blood on it, like, hello?
You see what I mean? It's a weird ass dagger.
Yeah, first.
It's dangerous.
So as you sort of lift up, like, and show where the blood is, if you can see into where you were stabbed, since you're all just wearing fancy clothes and no armor.
Yeah, I'm not wearing
here.
my armor.
None of you
Yeah.
all are, except for Valken. He's always wearing his
Oh,
armor.
he's gonna be so mad we ruined the clothes that guy made.
You see that this wound is like burning hot. You're not sure if it's just from you being stabbed. Like, it was a pretty, like, there's no armor to protect you. It was a pretty, strong blow. It just feels hot right now.
Is it visually, like, burning?
No. But if you would like to take a look, you can make a medicine check.
Can I make a medicine check on myself?
No, let her.
Sure.
Because I am trained in medicine. Heh. 12.
As you're looking, like, it looks like a pretty gnarly stab wound. Like, it was meant to just do damage.
Okay.
What was your medicine check, Falcon?
Oh. I didn't know I was gonna do one. Hold on. I don't know medicine, but actually I might. I rolled an 18, so 19. Apparently I know some medicine.
As you're taking a look at kind of what's going on here, and you're familiar with wounds, you've been a mercenary for quite some time, right? And you're looking like it's a pretty gnarly stab wound, but there's something else at play here. It's not poison. It's not a kind of poison, but something else may be going on here.
I'm just gonna like address the guards again and be like, okay, this is gonna sound weird, but I have experience with cursed weapons. I have a bad feeling about this thing. She looks a little rough right now because of it. Are you sure you want to hold this thing?
Make a strength check, please.
It's
Strength check?
true. He is an expert at cursed weapons, like professional level.
I'm just trying to reason. Strength? I'm not that
Straight
strong.
strength.
I think this third. I don't use. It's not a saving, right? Okay.
Nope, just a strength
So
check.
14.
14. Okay, and you feel the dagger just release from your hand. And you can see, you see the Archmage reaching out her hand and has taken control of the dagger.
Boy,
As she sort of wisps it from your hand.
could have asked me nicely.
I do believe that the good Imperial gods have already done so. And this dagger sort of floating in front of her, and she just opens up a bag, and then it goes inside as she cinches it shut and then tosses it to one of the Arcanists. Make an Arcana check. Any of you who saw that?
Okay. I don't know. That was some just magic mumbo jumbo. I rolled it's 4.
Yeah, she magicked that dagger out of your hands
Dang magic.
when you weren't looking.
It's so mysterious. I don't know what's happening.
I would really like to look at that dagger. I don't feel normal.
You have a thing? Can you fix yourself, or do you need a?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm gonna take a swig of my healing tonic.
And sort of the trial is like in an uproar. People are like losing their minds.
Yeah.
Like guards have drawn swords. Like people are like getting pushed out and like against like the walls. And the Emperor says, "All right, silence!" And he like stares, just daggers appropriately on accident at Quentin and says, "Take him to the dungeons immediately. We will commence this trial momentarily. We're taking another brief respite." And he just like stands up angrily and just turns and just walks back to his chambers. And the Chancellor Martin Wyndham stands up. "The trial will commence when the Emperor has deemed it fit to be so. We are all currently on recess. Please do not leave the Citadel. That you may be questioned on any matter of this recent crime that we've all witnessed." And then he's sort of like trying to like gain some sort of like authority and control of a situation where there's no way to do it. People are like talking, gossiping. I mean, it's a big deal. Someone just tried to stab someone in front of the Emperor of this whole empire. Like, this is very bizarre, very bold and brazen to happen. So Quentin is being hauled off in chains out the front and then down where you know is to be the dungeon that you were in previously. So right now there's...
He tried to stab... What's his face? Interesting. That means that guy has some very valuable info. Do I feel better after using my healer's kit?
You feel like you have regained hit points.
Thanks.
You did good, kid.
Oh boy, what's wrong with me?
Nothing?
Something's
Everything
wrong.
seems to be working normally, no?
Burning.
Is there anything that you all would like to do during this recess? Anyone you'd like to talk to? Seek any medical attention? I guess you took your swig, so...
Yeah.
Hawkins just thinking about the dagger now. It looks so weird. Wonder if it talks.
It's not a normal thing to say, Valkian.
Well, are you sure? Is that mage?
No.
I'm assuming they all left. Since
No,
it's recent.
the Emperor has left. People are sort of milling around. The Arcanist that was thrown the bag is walking it out. You're assuming towards the assemblage for it to be.
I'm gonna follow him, not stealthily, just like, hey, I'm coming with you.
Yep. There's it's the same one who had used the circle teleportation with like a long gray beard, and he goes, "Oh, can I help you?"
Yes, I'm coming with you.
Under whose authority?
Under mine. I got stabbed with that. My wound is now evidence for you. I'll just like
You,
point
like-
at my wound.
Looks over his like shoulder. Make a charisma
Oh, man. Yes.
roll.
Ooh. 17 minus 1.
Okay.
Just
And he
straight
goes-
charisma. Yeah.
Right. I meant to say persuasion, but that's fine.
Oh, no, I'm better at persuasion. No,
Yeah.
I'm not. Never mind. Just kidding.
You're like, I'll take the first,
The same.
please.
Yeah, it's the same. So, he looks. He goes, "Oh, did you have any sort of arcane abilities?"
Yes, I am actually. I've studied with the assemblage.
Oh, well, very well. Come on. And you follow him out.
Much better. Bryn has a very like smirk.
So Bryn, you are being led by this Arcanist who is going outside of the Citadel completely and over to the Arcanist assemblage, which looks very familiar to the one in Aramor. Not Aramor, in Icegarth, but it's much larger, where it has that sort of typical like medieval or like Gothic sort of architecture. Like just a large sort of, I don't want to say fortress, but think of like, the only thing I can think of in like real like life terms is like, think of like how the Smithsonian looks with like large spires and things like that. It's sort of like that. If you've ever been to there. If you haven't, that's not gonna make any sense. But it's basically across from the greens outside of the keep is there where the assemblage is. So as you walk out of the Citadel, and is directly sort of on the opposite side of these greens, and you lead your way over, or he leads you into the assemblage. Valken and Vin, anything that you would like to do or see or discuss?
I don't think so.
I'm just gonna hang out, I guess.
Yeah.
And so Brandis sort of leans forward and says, "Well, isn't this very an exciting sort of trial? Not very typical. You see these things every day. Of course, I see all kinds, being an adventurer and the captain of an Imperial Guard."
I don't even hear him.
Yeah. Yeah,
Say,
I
what
don't even.
happened? What happened to your friend?
Oh, you know. Just saving the day.
Is she in trouble? Is she? I saw her leave with the one of the Arcanists. Very peculiar.
Why so interested? Do you have the hots for her?
Ooh,
Do you wanna
have the
marry her?
hots for her.
And he like
Ooh.
looks kind of like
He
taken
says
aback.
yes.
Huh?
I'm gonna kill myself.
He
You want me
looks
to set
at
you up with
Valken.
her?
Huh?
I'm sorry, one at a time. It's very difficult to answer many questions. Why, Valken, do you have the hots for? Is there a little bit of competition? Or perhaps you, Vin?
I do have the hots for her, so
I mean, who
but
doesn't?
she already
right?
knows.
I think you'd be missing out. You know what? Tell you what. She likes a hearty meal and a strong drink. Just giving you
Very
a tip.
strong. If she can't taste the liquor, she don't want it.
Absolutely correct.
And
Well,
as
then
far as
help her.
I know, she's very powerful.
Well, then I'm sure that she'll be enough for both of you to handle then.
Oh, does a
Oh.
powerful woman intimidate you?
I have no need for any more women in my life. Thank you very much.
Cool.
We're on to you. Okay. You can only deny it for so long.
I was just curious, a little gossip amongst your little group. This will be very interesting.
It is pretty interesting. We're pretty interesting people. I'm glad you're interested in us. Would you like to be a part of our little newsletter? We have a newsletter, basically where we go around critiquing restaurants and stuff. I can put you on the mailing list if you're interested.
Critiquing restaurants?
Yeah, it's gonna be all the rage.
Which restaurants have you?
There's a lot of gold
Critiqued.
involved, by
The
the way.
bakery.
The bakery. Which bakery? This is Falcia.
If you don't know anything about the bakery, then apparently you don't know anything.
And apparently you're not in the know.
Yeah. But if
There
you're
is
in
no
our newsletter,
the.
then maybe you would be in the know.
There is no the bakery.
Oh, that's just a
No,
nickname
it's
for
not
those in the
called
know.
the bakery. It is just the bakery.
Is it called
The one.
boulangerie?
Make a deception check.
Do we know its actual name?
Can she, since I'm going along with her, can she get advantage?
If you were trained in it, yes. Which you are.
Did you say deception? Oh, he
I'm
is
not-
trained.
he
That
is.
is Vince.
He has persuasion, not deception, so no advantage.
Persuasion. Okay, so no
you
advantage.
just roll deception normally.
A 30. I rolled a nat 20 plus 10, so.
Jeez.
We're at that stage of Dungeons and Dragons now. And he goes, of course I know the bakery. I was just testing to see if you knew the bakery. I would like to have
course.
one of those newsletters. Actually, do you have any on you?
Let me check. And I like dig in my bosoms. And I hand him a piece of paper.
So happy.
I didn't have time to write the full review, so it just says the bakery. It's good at the moment. We just got back from the bakery, and so, you know, the review's not in. But if you give me a contact, I can make sure that it is mailed to you.
How does this? Is this just like a plain piece of paper? Is it decorated at all? Is it?
Yes. So it is a piece of paper that is decorated in like Vin's trying way. Like, she like seared the edges so it looks like fancy and old, you know? And she wrote in like crayon or like pencil, whatever she has on her, you know? And like, there's like little drawings of flowers are like around like the corner edges, you know, like she's trying to make this look like a legitimate newsletter, kind of like a zine.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a zine for the towns we visit.
And he watches you like dig around in your bosom for a newsletter, and hands it to him. And does this zine have a name?
Sweet Dean or sweet thing. I have to think about it. Something fun and punny though.
Gotcha. And he looks and he goes, right. He looks very like conflicted. Like he's like, this is,
Everyone has one.
right. Well, thank you very much. If you can just mail them to the Lord's Manor in Tustin, as which I am currently stationed, of course.
Lord's
Lord
Manor, Tustin. I'm like writing this down on like a little booklet. And what's your name? What's the forwarding name that I should put on there?
Captain Brannus of the Imperial Guard, of course, you know that.
Oh, right. How do you spell that?
2 N's.
Oh, okay. Imperial Guard. And I'm just like writing really slowly, like drawing out all the words.
It's like, tell you what, I have to do something else, but you mail that. Oh, and if it doesn't work out with your little, strong friend, let me know. And he sort of walks away.
Oh, I'll let you know if you're interested in a date. I'll set you up.
He like looks over his shoulder. He's like, I mean you, and like walks away.
You can't deny it forever, forever, forever.
Wait, did he just admit that he wants to go on a date with Ben?
Is that what he said?
Basically.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
He's like a weird, creepy, like he's the kind of guy that was just like kind of whatever, you know, y'all are dumb adventurers and I'm better than you. And then like she was like talking to him and like dug into her like bosom to like get a pamphlet out, and he's like, okay, like.
She was acting better than him. That's what he's into.
Yeah, just acting like he's just completely nobody.
Yes,
I mean,
sure.
if that's
Maybe
your
that's
kink,
maybe that's
whatever,
his, maybe
man.
that's his thing.
So he's staying in our house right now, is what I just heard. Brannis is stinking up our house with his Brannis.
Well, you're not there, so you don't have any idea what happened.
Gross.
So, Bryn, as you are walking into the assemblage, you see these several different like spires on the side, all connected with walkways. Looks very like, looks like a castle, but you would expect like a castle keep to look like, except the citadel here is that more ancient architecture with more like the Roman style arches and like things like that, where this is more our style that I had, architecture style that I described earlier. And he leads you up to like a large office with a table, some alchemical supplies, and then sort of pulls in and puts the dagger on the table from the bag. He goes, yes, well, what we'll be doing today, I'm sorry, which, I should have asked before, but what rank have you achieved in the assemblage?
Rank I achieved in so much. Forgot.
You're an initiate.
Oh. Oh, well, I'm about to graduate from being an initiate.
And he kind of looks at you and like, is just kind of like, oh, now I'm like babysitting like the freshman kind of
But
thing.
here's the thing, I had to start at a level, but I am naturally talented, and I passed very fast at the top of class. It is sort of like prodigy that was never trained.
I see.
So if I had properly gone to school, I would probably outrank you.
I see. Well, we'll be performing just a simple, of course, identification of this item, and
Yes,
then
I could do that if
perhaps
you would
any
like.
sort of detection of magic around it to see
I
if
can
there are any
also
other effects.
Can I do that?
I don't think you can.
I don't think. Well, I could also do that, but I'd like to do the identification one if it would be alright. I do not have a pearl on me at the moment, though, please.
You have detect magic.
Okay. Yes, I can do both of these things. Which would you like me to do first?
Well, of course, as you know the teachings, which order is more appropriate for things to happen?
Probably detect magic.
Which being first?
Huh?
Which of these being first?
Detect magic.
Oh, very good, yes.
Yes. And I will ritual cast detect magic.
Right. Okay,
No, I could show off and... No, I'll do ritual.
okay. And he sort of looks like, smart of you, conserving in resources. I do find that very,
I never waste resources. You never know what
Yes.
could happen.
of course. And then they go through the motions, and then he casts Identify on the dagger. And what you notice is that there is
No, I wanted to cast it because I want to see if he'll give me his pearl so I can keep it.
Okay, so as you cast Detect Magic, you detect nothing.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, there is nothing. No magic on this. Here, let me identify. May I borrow your
Peculiar.
pearl, please? I, of course, did not have all my belongings on me while we are in court.
I think that I'll just perhaps identify this.
Should I persuade him to let me do it?
You try.
Or minus one?
I think that I'll take over for now. You've done very
I wanted
well.
a free pearl.
Wizards, they're not going to give up their shit.
Ah,
You're a
I
wizard.
like
You
a
would
free
know
pearl.
this.
I don't have any money and I need a pearl.
And he casts Identify and goes, strange. Well, it's just a dagger. Very interesting.
It is not possible. Perhaps was coated in something that is no longer on dagger and now is inside. Oh god, it might be inside me. Because, question, damn, am I still burning at the wound?
Mhm.
Am I still bleeding or has the bleeding stopped?
Bleeding has stopped.
Okay, but it still burns.
Mm-hmm.
When I,
Make a
'cause-
Constitution
and when
saving
I
throw.
detect magic, I didn't see anything on my wound.
No.
Okay, but something is wrong. Do you have perhaps
Make a
someone practiced in
Constitution
medicine?
saving throw.
Wait. Oh, I thought you said I made one already.
No,
I have to do
you
another?
make another one.
What is wrong with me, you guys?
What are you making?
16.
16.
Constitution.
Okay. It starts to feel just extremely hot inside of just, if the castle's just like stuffy or
Oh, it's
maybe all the
really hot
equipment
in
here.
Do you have a magic sort of thing where you can condition the air to be colder?
Is she with us or no?
Nope.
I have a
Are you
thing.
sure you're all right?
Yeah, I'm from the north. I'm very used to it being cold. It is very stuffy
yes.
in here. Do you think you could open that window?
It is. I suppose. And walks over to the tower, sort of opens the window. It's like a nice, like autumn day. It's starting to get a little cold, so it's probably like in the 50s or so.
I'll go stand by the window.
And you feel like kind of superficial relief, sort of on your skin, that a breeze coming in, but you still feel just like things are just hot.
Okay, I think I need a medic. Do you have a medic who is trained in like strange poisons and toxins and chemicals and things?
Not at the assemblage. Perhaps you need a cleric?
Oh, cleric. Yes, can you please get me a cleric very fast?
Well, I'm sure that the quickest way to do that would be to go back to the Citadel. Is there where
Okay,
some
I'm
of the
gonna
trial?
do that. You just I'm gonna go. Bye. Bryn's
Okay.
not gonna fuck around and find out. She's gonna go do immediately. So I go back to the Citadel where everyone was.
Yeah, you've got to make your way back across the green, and as you kind of make your way, and you're like sweating, like it's very
God.
like you're like laboring to sort of just like make your way across here. Things are
I think my
difficult.
goal is to find Ron, but he's not here, so I'm just gonna try to
I
find
have a
Vin.
thing. Yeah.
So I just like try to find Vin as fast as I can. I go back to where I last saw them, but sometimes pass. So I don't know if you guys are still there.
We have not moved.
As you're seeing
Why?
sort of Brandis sort of walk away from them, as you, well, I guess it'd been a lot more time than that. So
It was two ritual castings, so
yeah, so you go across the green, you make your way back in, and then you're able to find your group there in the before the trial, as things are kind of starting to settle down.
Vin,
Yes.
something's not right.
Oh.
I think that dagger did something to me.
Well, let me see. And then I cast Dispel Magic at 4th level.
Okay. As you cast Spell Magic, your spell seemingly goes off, but she
Did it
still feels
work?
hot.
Did
Feel
it
better?
work? I don't feel any different.
Well,
You notice that as you're casting this spell, you see a lot of the Arcanists like looking in your direction and like sort of like readying themselves just to make sure that you're not going to do any bullshit.
no. I said, do we have a healer in here? A medic? Someone who can...
Cleric!
A cleric!
So as you're sort of shouting out, you see that the Chancellor comes back forward. Everyone, please, silence. Come back to order. The Emperor shall be returning to recommence the trial. Everyone,
No,
please
I
be
need a
seated.
cleric!
We need a cleric real quick. That knife thing did bad. Ouch, hurt. Help!
So, right? Sir, cleric here, and you see the same one who had cast his own of truth before, sort of come forward, and he is sort of a elderly, looking dwarf fellow with sort of a patchy, sort of gray beard, bald headed, wearing like vestments. How may I help you, madam?
I'm just like pointing at the wound. I'm like, fix it, please.
So the wound is closed since you healed yourself.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got stabbed right here, and I think there was something on the blade. It wasn't magic. It wasn't cursed. I don't know what it is, but I feel very hot. I am burning alive.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Shit. Really am burning alive, I think. 25.
25. So right now, you still feel like you just sort of have a fever, basically, and you're sweating profusely. But that's all it is currently. He sort of takes a look. Well, I'd perhaps get you back to the temple and maybe do a full examination, make sure everything is fine.
Can you just cast everything you have, Blaze? I just want to be safe.
That's not how this works, but
it could be. It could be. Look, my friend Ron could do this, but I think he went to get snacks and I can't find them. Please, just please.
Right, so he sort of leads you out into the atrium, like receiving area, and he's gonna lead you to one of like the temples. Unless you want to stay.
And I'll follow him. I don't care. Just whatever he says. Just fix it.
Okay, so you sort of disappear out of the trial as this the cleric tries to figure out what's going on. All right, and you see the emperor come back in from his chambers and sit down. And the chancellor says, the trial will now commence of the trial against Lord Crawford Cook. And he sort of just looks, and Lord Mornhill, I do believe it is your witness, should you choose to call anyone. He sort of looks, the captain to his left, y'all bunch of hooligans kind of seated behind him. I do believe that I would like to call Valken to the stand.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't believe they're going ahead with the trial. That's insanity.
You just walk on over to where I'm supposed to go.
Yeah. So you're gonna walk there in the middle, and you see an elderly halfling woman wearing some similar vestments as the one who took Bryn outside, and she says, right here, please. And then begins to cast a zone of truth about you. And as she sort of casts this, you can see sort of like a pale sort of gold like ring sort of form around you and sort of dissipate. Are you going to resist the zone of truth, or are you going to choose to let it overtake you?
I'm not gonna do anything. But is it supposed to tingle?
No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Okay.
And she looks back and sort of nods to the emperor and sort of backs away. And Lord Mornhill stands up. Yes, Falcon. Let's see here. Yes. Did this man, and points to Lord Crawford Cook over on the other side, did this man accuse you of being an assassin sent by the king to assassinate him?
Yeah, something to that effect, I believe.
Yes, right. Did this lord order his guards to attack you?
Yeah, I remember fighting the guards, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a hairy situation.
Did he order guards to attack other guards that were trying to defend you?
Well, it was more like we were there making our way through the manor, and there was some magic nonsense happening. And all of a sudden, guards were fighting guards, and we were right in the middle of it.
Yes, but please answer my question, Mr. Valken. Did Lord Cook order the guards that were loyal to him to attack the guards that were being loyal to the king?
It's a weird way to phrase it, but yeah, the guards and they fought each other. Why?
Very well. I have no further questions for this witness. And he goes and sits back down.
I just look over to the Emperor and be like, okay.
Hey man, lawyers. And Margaret stands up. Yes, Falcon. Please tell me what you know about why you were at the manor in the first place.
Ooh. Why we were there? Why were we there?
Are you asking DM?
Yeah. We were...
You were summoned there.
You're invited.
Oh, right. I just can't remember if there was like an extra thing we were there for besides that. Yes, actually, we had returned from being away as doing mercenary work when we were informed that the Lord had expected us or wanted to see us as a invitation type of thing. So we went to answer the invitation.
I see. So the Lord, who is currently under trial, invited you to his manor. Why would he do that?
I have.
Objection,
Honestly,
Your Highness. This man could not possibly know the reasons for someone else to do something. And the Emperor says, I'll allow it. You cannot testify to why someone else did something.
Okay.
All right. What happened when you got to the manor?
Well, we were ushered in, and we were led through the manor to the dining hall, where there was a extravagant feast set up, and the Lord was there, some servants, and another gentleman, which we have reason to believe is responsible for the Lord's state of mind that evening.
And everyone starts whispering out into like the peanut gallery. And Valken, who was this person? Did you know them?
Know them, kind of. We had a run-in with this person, actually. He only revealed himself to us as the Baron. And we believe he has deep connections to the city of Ceylon. And they have a keen interest in abducting magic users. Because he kidnapped a friend of ours, actually.
And
So
Lord
you can
Bornhill
bet
stands
we
up.
were
This
surprised.
is absolutely preposterous. No one's heard from Ceylon in centuries.
Can I finish?
And he tells the Lord to sit down. Please do continue.
Right. So as I said, they seem to have an interest in stealing away magic people. We lost a friend of ours who was an arcanist to him and his gang of assassins once before. So we were kind of surprised to see him there, and immediately we knew something strange was happening, and it probably wasn't good.
What is this something strange that you believe to have happened? Why
Well-
would Lord Cook? What is your belief in this, of how he acted so irregularly?
Well, the first thing we noticed was the Lord's servants were made to be docile, unresponsive, which was strange, as if they were made simple by some spell. And the Lord seemed to be under some kind of daze as well, if I recall correctly. But the biggest reason why we knew stuff wasn't right was because here was a man who we know to be very bad, who has kidnapped people, was sitting at the table as if it was a normal thing.
I see. Thank you, Falcon, for speaking the truth of this matter. You may have a seat.
Okay. I'll just go back and sit down.
The Emperor looks back to the Archmage. Was there ever any information you were able to gather about Salon based on the last time that we discussed this? No, Your Highness, there has not been word of them. I find it peculiar that it seems only your group, and points to you all, or I guess you three now since Bryn is gone, have the only sort of eyewitness accounts of this Salon acting in the shadows, and yet no one else has heard but a whisper. You have something to say, Valken?
Yes, we killed a handful of their number at the manor, and some guards were present at the place. One Captain Quinn and his group were there. They had to have come across the bodies of the assassins.
There is no evidence that there were any bodies found in this manner of sort of secret spies from a far away and forgotten land.
So there.
Chancellor, was there ever any reports of bodies being recovered that were unaccounted for? No, Emperor. I see.
Is Quentin still not Quentin?
Let's call him Captain Fenwick.
Is Captain Fenwick just not gonna say anything still?
He's sitting on
just
the
sitting
side. He's waiting his turn.
Okay.
Very
I'm
well.
gonna murder somebody.
Who was the person who cast the circle around?
The Zone of Truth?
Yeah.
It's a cleric in the court.
I just point him real quick. I didn't lie, right?
No, you did. Of course, you didn't lie.
I knew it. Awesome.
Well, you would be
I knew it.
incapable of lying. So, you'd take your seat, and Margaret sort of stands up and she calls Captain Fenwick. I'd like to call Captain Quinn Fenwick to the stand. And of course, Lord Warnhill stands up. That's preposterous. She can't do this. She's a witness of the crown. She can't call a witness from the crown. And she looks over. Actually, I can, and I will, and I just did.
Yes. Yes.
And the Emperor
Yes.
says, while it is unorthodox, it is within her right as a barrister, so please. And Captain Fenwick comes back in chains in the Zone of Truth. And the cleric nods to the Emperor. Captain Fenwick, as previously discussed, you had written a testimony provided to the crown, but this testimony is false, is it not? And he just nods. I need you to speak this. Just under his breath. Yes. Why was this testimony provided that was false? I feared for my family's life. And what made you fear for your family's life? I was intimidated to provide a false testimony, and the options were to do it and be rewarded or to not do it, and my family would be killed. I see. And who intimidated you? Quentin Hannibal, the one who was brought before the court. And the court's sort of in an uproar again. We're just like this is like, think back of like, this is probably the most exciting thing that most people have ever seen in their entire lives, who have just are nobles and court goers, people like that.
Just like, bravo, bravo, bravo.
Yeah, basically. Right. You were also the one that intercepted these missives from Lord Cook, correct? Yes. And these were missives allegedly giving information about troop movements in the Empire to Ramcrown. Yes. Where did you find these exactly? Various hidden places about the manor or in Tustin, sort of dead drop points. Interesting. And how did you find them? Would you have been able to find them on your own? And then, objection, we can't discuss whether he would have found them or not because he did find them. Let me rephrase this. How did you become aware of these missives? Well, I was given an anonymous note that these were occurring. Interesting. And who sent this note? I'm not sure. Very well. And she sort of starts to address like the Emperor and the King. Well, he was intimidated by Mr. Hannibal of this Order of Iberus, and intimidated by him to do what his bidding was, and of course it would only make sense that he was the one who gave him the information. What exactly did Quentin have you do? Clean up the mess. Please be more specific. Get rid of the evidence of any other people out in the manor that were being described before. Very well. No further questions. And Lord of Mornhill stands up and just sort of looks at him, and he directs almost like towards the Emperor, more towards the gallery. I have no questions for this traitor of the crown who would provide some sort of false testimony. He's a disgrace. He should be put to death. And Captain Fenwick is then hauled down out of the courtroom into the dungeons.
Good guy?
Captain Fenwick is escorted
Yeah, the
out
guy
after
we
questioning.
like, the guy that helped.
And he sort of just hangs his head in shame just for what he's done as he's being let out.
I don't want to make it worse.
Right. And Lord Mornhill sort of looks at his diminishing pool of witnesses as he's trying to figure out how he can sort of salvage this case here. Meanwhile, Bryn, make one more Constitution saving throw if you're being
I'm
led.
still not feeling very good. Oh no, I feel okay actually. 22.
Still have a really
Really good
strong fever, and you
constitution.
feel weak, but your
Okay.
Constitution is holding out. However, you find your way over to a nearby temple. The nearest one being a sort of a temple of Tyr, who you're vaguely familiar, since that is who Risa sort of prays to and sort of worships, who's known as the god of justice. So as you make your way in, eventually, as they kind of go through, as you're sort of struggling there, they do find the cause, and you were not poisoned, it is not cursed, it is a disease that you were infested with from this dagger.
Diseased. But they fix it?
Nasty one. If it were for anyone who had a not as strong constitution as you would be either dead by now or in very serious pain or other problems.
Can you tell me how much damage I would have taken if I hadn't made my constitution saves?
It's the Scarlet Rot from Elden Ring.
You made it, so you're good.
I think I have a
like,
huge bonus to con saves.
Mm-hmm. So they eventually figure it out, and they are able to cure you of said disease.
Good. This
Now-
is so much better, thank you.
Well, listen,
In your debt.
you need your rest. That is the most important thing now. Lots of fluids.
I have to get back to the trial. Don't worry, I have lots of fluids and I'll hold up my healing tonic.
Nice. Very well. And leads you out. So if you're not, either way, it would have been cured because you have a paladin, so
I
no
figured
worries.
that Ron would not, he would have come back from getting his popcorn to watch the trial and healed me at some point.
He got held up at the door, he lost his ticket.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so you come back after some time has passed during the trial.
I'll slide in next to Vin and Balkan. What did I miss? Oh, I'm okay, by the way.
Good guy went to the dungeons.
Shit. Is it going that poorly?
Don't worry. I gave a star testimony. It's fine.
Oh, we're lucky you're here, Valkyne.
Wait, but I don't understand. If he was ordered to do something and he had to do it, then why did he get in trouble? Why shouldn't the person who ordered him to do it get in trouble?
Oh, because they're saying he lied in front of court, I guess? But I still think it's bad precedent to set, because then you can't be like, oh, come truth and all will be forgiven. It's a bad precedent, you know what I mean? Maybe we can talk to him, the Emperor, after and ask for leniency.
Or turn him into gas.
All right. So as the trial commences, Margaret looks over to you, Vin, and says, I'd like to call Vin to
Oh,
the stand.
that'll be good.
I'm
Good
not
luck,
gonna
Vin.
be a good person to go to stand.
Well, I
What's that?
believe in you.
All right. So as you make your way forward, you see that they're sort of rotating in and out different sort of clerics to cast this zone of truth. Spread apart resources, they don't want to run out, and have the trial postponed or anything. So you step into the zone of truth. Would you like to save to resist it, or are you just gonna let it happen?
I'll just let it happen.
Okay.
I
And then
don't
they-
really know. Like, I legit, like, as a person, as like a player, I don't remember shit from this thing. So,
So zone of truth is they cast this sphere around you. When you enter that or start your turn there, you can make a charisma saving throw if you choose to. You can also choose to fail. But when you fail, you cannot speak a deliberate lie when you're in this sphere.
Define deliberate lie.
You cannot lie. The only thing that you'd be able, like, deliberate lie as in if you think something is true in your mind and you would say it, but it turns out not. So, like, if your like memories were modified or something along those lines that you thought it would be true, then you wouldn't be lying because you think it's true. But
Gotcha.
otherwise you can't lie.
Okay. I don't think I have anything to lie about, so go easy on me because I legit don't remember like anything from this fight or like this was months ago. Packages, please, has short-term memory
This
issues.
wasn't even like a month ago. This was like longer.
This was like last year.
No, it hasn't been a year yet in game.
But
It's been 2021.
almost.
Yeah, it's been like a long time for us, but anyway. All right. I don't want to necessarily repeat what Valken had said, but is it true that you were there with Valken and the rest of your adventuring group at the manor as you were summoned by Lord Cook?
Yes.
All right. And what did you see? Who was with Lord Cook,
Lord Cook.
the one who's on trial?
I hope Vin said that in the game. Because it's funny.
I'm trying to remember. I scrolled.
He was the old lord who was modified memory, who thought the Baron was his best friend, and thought you all were assassins, and then ordered his guards to kill you. And then the captain said, "Nuh-uh," and then he says, "Well, you're not the captain anymore," and kill them all too.
Okay. Lord Tedric Thornsby was there. Voss
He was not.
Baron was there.
Lord Thornsby was not there.
Oh shit! That's what I rolled to page 24 of my notes, and I have that name written down.
Lord Cook was there.
Shit. Lord Cook was there. Any other notes I have written down? Risa sent us a letter. Everybody in this room that you think was there, including someone who had mind control over a bunch of people. He was really naughty.
And how do you know that he had mind controlled a lot of people?
Because I too was mind controlled, but that person right there, Bryn, and I like point across the room, her babas were able to do some weird magic to unmind control me, and then all my memories came flushing back, which is how I knew that the Baron was a bad guy.
Everyone is just like, oh. So your memories were modified as well, and by this same person.
Yes.
And
But Lord Cook's the good guy.
All right.
Lord Cook's memories were also modified.
And how do you know this?
Because we unmodified the memories with a spell called
Remove curse.
Remove curse. So basically, all y'all were doing detect magic, which I'm sorry, like wasn't the right spell. You should have been doing. You should have been removing a curse, because the spell that dude had cast just left effects that are undetectable by magic, because it really permanently alters your memories. So we removed this curse, and all of his memories came back.
And when was this removed?
A couple hours ago.
Day.
Last night? Yesterday?
End of day.
2 days ago?
Right. So this whole time, Lord Cook was under a spell of modify memory. So any sort of questions or things that have been asked up until then would be under the assumption of what his memories were modified to. Is that your understanding?
Yeah, that seems about right. Yeah, because he believed it was true, but it wasn't true. Like when we approached him in the cell, he thought we were trying to kill him, and we were trying to help him. He was very scared. But then we helped him, and he everything was remembered, and it was all good.
I see. And moving on just a bit, and there were other people in this manor that had attempted to assail you, people from Salon, right?
Maybe, yeah. I don't really remember. It was so long ago, but probably, yeah, there was people definitely trying to kill us.
And
we were just fighting back in self-defense, honestly.
And as far as you knew, when you left, they were there in the Undercroft, waiting for the captain to collect them and make it known.
Yes? Do I know that? I don't know.
Yeah, y'all asked them to take that they were
Okay, yeah, I know
bodies.
that. Yeah. Yes.
All right. I have no further questions. And Lord Mornhill sort of stands up and sort of looks at you. Miss Vin, can you cast this
Princess.
And he looks at one of the guards who has like a list, and he goes, like, shakes his head. Miss Vin, is there... Can you cast this spell that you are describing?
No, I don't have the ability to do that. I'm sorry.
So you're describing the inner workings of an arcane spell that of which you can't even cast.
Yeah, I'm not a very strong sorcerer. This is like really strong magic. This is something that a very powerful being can do. I am not that person.
So this sort of spell is beyond your capabilities.
Yes.
Have you ever studied in depth of this spell and its effects?
I do happen to know about this spell, yes.
But have you studied it? Have you taken a sort of academic approach to how this spell works?
Have I done that?
Have you studied a day in your life?
I don't know. No? Do I need to?
Very
I don't
well.
understand what the question is, sir.
And he sort of addresses the Emperor and the crowd. How can this sort of pedestrian spellcaster accurately describe the effects and whether someone is under the effects of a certain spell that she can't even cast?
Vulcan, why is he acting
Perhaps
like
I can
this?
give
What is
advice
wrong
to the
with
court on spellcasting.
Sir, people can know about things and not know how to do it. For example, you know that jousting exists, but you can't joust.
But I am also not testifying to the inner workings of jousting in front of the Emperor.
But you still understand that it exists, sir. I'm just saying that I can know things exist. Like, I know a cupcake exists, but I don't know how to make a cupcake, but I know that it's delicious.
So you would have a surface level understanding of cupcakes.
No, I know nothing about cupcakes except that they're delicious.
Right, she knows nothing about cupcakes and knows nothing about this spell. Thank you
That
very much,
is
Miss Vin.
not true.
Moving on.
I know so many things about this spell.
Would you-
I'm just saying that someone can know things about things and not know the things.
Would
You're using
you-
my words!
Moving on, would you ever do anything deliberate to hurt the crown or its reputation?
No.
That's not true.
Yes?
What did
Would
why
I?
is that not true? What'd she do?
What did I do?
There's
Oh
something
yeah, I
in your
did. I
backstory.
did.
Oh,
My past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's fine.
Oh, you have deliberately hurt the crown or its reputation.
I mean, I don't think that I have done anything to hurt the crown or its reputation in a malice way.
And what exactly did you do?
What exactly did any of us do?
I feel like this is some DM cheatery. That's what I think.
I'm trying to like answer but not answer.
Yeah. I see. So you're not going to accurately describe, of course, what you did to damage the reputation of the crown?
I don't see how that's relevant to what's happening right now, so
Very
I'm not
well.
on trial. Lord Cook is on trial.
What now?
Yeah.
I have no further questions for this witness. Her credibility is obviously nothing.
You're nothing.
You may be seated, Miss Vin.
Princess. And I curtsy. Like, I sit back down and
Take
I
your seat.
look over to Brandon. I'm like, that went well.
Did you say that out loud in the court?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
Amazing.
And before we move on, we will go ahead and take our first break. I say our first break, our
Oh my
break
God.
for this episode. Don't go anywhere. We will be back shortly. So get some snacks, stretch your appendages, and we'll see you here in a bit.